The Zarbuck chiropractic story starts with Gwaine Sr. going blind as a junior in high school. Midterm, he was unable to read, and after visiting various Bloomington doctors, he was sent to Mayo Clinic, where 6 months of care showed no improvement, and he was declared legally blind. Was sent home to learn Braille and enrolled in the Jacksonville School for the Blind. After his junior year was completed, as a last resort went to Dr. Al Homer, upper cervical Palmer grad in Morton, IL. Vision gradually started coming back, and upon his graduation from the blind school, he was able to drive home. He packed up his Braille books and would enroll at Palmer. Upon graduation in 1948, he set up a practice in a second-floor three-room office. The staircase would serve as the waiting room. One room was for X-ray machine and developing tanks. One room had his desk and eventually 2 toggle tables. Outer room was small and had his mother's desk, and she served as his receptionist. Less than 1 year after setting up in Urbana, Dr. Gwaine was arrested for the first time, and this was shortly after he had joined the Illinois Chiropractic Research Bureau, ICRB. In 1950, the ICRB and the other straight chiropractic organization in Illinois, United Chiropractic Association, combined together to make the Prairie State Chiropractic Association PSCA, which later, for clarification purposes, became the IPSCA. Nobody knew that Illinois was known as the Prairie State. Dr. Homer from Morton, his brother John in Bloomington, and Gwaine would be charter members in 1951. Gwaine's younger brother Merwin would graduate from Palmer at the ripe old age of 20. Dr. Gwaine then bought a large 3-story house in Champaign. The clinic was on the ground floor and residents on the upper 2 floors. Gwaine and Murph became active in the IPSCA, with Gwaine serving on the board and legal affairs chairman in the late 50s and early 60s, while Murph was the district delegate. This was a time of many prosecutions, and Gwaine had to try to help these Palmer grads, who at that time couldn't get Illinois licenses, to secure proper counsel, secure some financial assistance, and coordinate when appropriate with ICA attorneys and Palmer expert witnesses. In 1958, both Gwaine and Merwin were arrested for practicing medicine without a license. These were civil complaints filed by a licensed chiropractor, a national grad in Champaign. The Department of Registration and Education sent 2 undercover agents, one male and one female, who posed under aliases as new patients. At the ensuing trial, each brother was found guilty separately and fined. They continued to practice straight, unadulterated chiropractic. Interesting, in 1956, they were registered with the Illinois Department of Public Health to have an X-ray machine. As the arrests grew in numbers, the legislators heard more and more from Palmer grads, their laymen, patient groups, some newspapers, and a few labor unions about the injustice of the situation. A joint legislative commission was formed to solve this problem and some other issues with the Illinois Medical Practices Act. Hearings were held, and eventually the chairman, Senator Johns from Decatur, stopped the prosecutions. The IPSCA proposed a Chiropractic Practices Act, but that was defeated by 1 vote. A compromise proposal was passed by 1 vote, and that allowed Palmer grads to sit an exam and upon passage could get a license, but we were still under the Medical Practices Act. The problem was that many IPSCA members had been out of school for a while, and if they didn't pass in 3 attempts over 2 years, they would have to go back to school for at least 6 months. To assist with this situation, Merwin took a license review course at National College. The exam was composed by NCC people. Merwin and Gwaine gave review classes around the state to help our members, and when both passed on the first go-around, they were able to recall some of the questions. Over 500 unlicensed chiropractors, primarily IPSCA members and Palmer grads, would finally become legal in Illinois. But according to Gwaine, since 1950, we lost over 400 chiropractors to other states, or who just gave up a chiropractic career because of the prosecutions or the threats to prosecute. Dr. Merwin was named Illinois Chiropractor of the Year in 1962 for his hard work, but alleviating the licensure problem saw the crisis averted, and IPSCA membership dropped. The lack of bad PR did help the practice of straight chiropractors. The Zarbucks built a new clinic building in Urbana opening fall of 1965 and expanded that when Gwaine II graduated Palmer in 1978. With young Gwaine now in the business, he was expected to become involved in the IPSCA and Illinois Palmer Alumni Associations, which often involved long hours in the hospitality room. G2 became district delegate and then moved up the ladder into the executive branch of the IPSCA. Merwin had become legal affairs chairman, and also helped Dr. Gary Street and Chief Administrator Gloria Fallon in publishing the IPSCA Journal. In the mid-1980s, IPSCA Legal Affairs submitted information to an Illinois group of napropaths as they were fighting for licensure under the Illinois Medical Practices Act, IMPA. Surprisingly, they were able to win in the circuit court and at the appellate level. The state appealed to the Illinois Supreme Court, which, if upheld, would have voided much of the IMPA. In order to circumvent this, a new IMPA was formulated quickly in Springfield by the executive branch and legislators. The IPSCA suggested a chiropractic examining and disciplinary board. Other input came from the Medical Society and the other Illinois Chiropractic Association. The new legislation remained much like the previous act, but it forced the napropaths to seek their own road to licensure, and the appeal to the Supreme Court became moot. Our thanks for trying to define chiropractic was for the IPSCA to be written out of the new act. Fortunately, we were able to insert our name into the IMPA at a later time, protecting our ability to grant continuing education hours. This was not an easy accomplishment, as the other Chiropractic Association opposed us, along with their member who was a powerful senator. Dr. Merwin, who was always interested in D.D. Palmer, became quite the chiropractic historian. Researching, writing, and investigating, he and Dr. Street were able to gain access to the hidden elevator shaft at Palmer, where BJ had stored a tremendous historical treasure chest of chiropractic material. At that time, Murph also did some dumpster diving, as some relics, who knows what else, went directly to the garbage. As the two older Zarbucks slowed down, Dr. Merwin's son, Parker Todd, graduated from Life College in 1998 and joined the family practice in Urbana. Involvement in the IPSCA followed. G2 became IPSCA Treasurer and Legal Affairs Chair, and Todd would eventually become president. He learned a great deal from his elders, but did like to talk. Merwin and Gwaine Sr. retired, but the upper cervical clinic continued on, with the cousins carrying on. Gwaine II retired in 2020, when he finally found someone to take the treasurer's post in the IPSCA, but Todd perseveres. The Zarbucks have been honored to carry on the torch from those before us, and grateful for all those that have helped in these endeavors. But the greatest award is just helping patients heal themselves. Above, down, inside out, Illinois. Thanks the whole Zarbuck family for all they have done.